Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the 9th update in my reinvestigation of the cold case murder of John Doughtry. I'm Adrian Miller, and throughout my reporting on this case, I found that it's become harder and harder to keep my thoughts and emotions at bay. I mean, I'm a journalist, and in journalism, keeping a level head is kind of what we need to do. Or at least it's what we should do. Separate emotions from the facts and just report what we found from a neutral, objective perspective. But this case is different. I've talked to family and loved ones who were close to the victim. I talked to people at the Drunken Bell, and I saw how it killed the morale and the business of a bar that once helped bring the city together. I've had the honor of speaking to people from the LGBTQ community and listened to each one of them reiterate how they dealt with John's death like one of their own family members passed away too soon. And over the course of this investigation, I've also heard hours of tapes on the man at the center of today's update, Nathan Ashford. Now, I've bounced back and forth in regards to my opinion on Nathan. When I heard him in his first interrogation as a suspect, I thought, man, this guy has to be hiding something. Why would he be changing his stories this poorly and yet lose his composure when he's not being believed by the detectives? Something must be wrong with him. As I got deeper into this investigation, however, I realized that what was wrong with him was not actually his stories, but rather his state of mind. When I made that first judgment call, I didn't know about his past. I had never heard the story of Nathan going to a mental hospital. I didn't really know, let alone understand who he was. It became painfully apparent that he was so much more complex than I had originally thought. Fast forward to many updates later to now, my opinion has changed drastically upon taking everything about him into consideration. His pains, his loss, his inability to keep it all together as a result. With all that we know about him now, I'm almost certain you'll understand where my opinion stands with regards to Nathan. This final tape contains the last formal interrogation that the detectives conducted with Nathan. I must admit, this tape was rather painful for me to listen to. If you already thought Nathan was a complete wreck in his prior interrogations, then I suggest you brace yourself. Nathan finally reaches his breaking point, and he snaps. But not in the way that I was really expecting him to. Not in a way either Detective North or Detective Thorne expected him to. Just listen and see for yourselves.
Are you gonna be alright, Nathan?
No, I don't think I ever will be. How long are they going to have me in here?
Honestly, I can't say. As long as they need you, I assume.
So you don't know?
I don't, sadly.
I'm never getting out of here.
I wish I had a better answer, Nathan, but I don't. The detectives will be in here shortly. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll be out here.
Good evening, Nathan. You're probably wondering why you've been called in here again.
I can assume.
Well, we wanted to talk to you once more to clear up a few more things.
Isn't that what you guys wanted last time?
Well, yeah, but we followed more leads and obtained new information that we would like your input on.
Right, yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm sure none of you will believe me anyway.
Well, you've cooperated thus far, so the way that we see it, if you're truthful with us, we'll be able to solve this murder once and for all. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I do.
Very well. North, give him the photo.
It's John. More like what would... Why? Why are you showing me this? I've already had enough nightmares.
This is the way John was found, Nathan. Face down in a dumpster. Do you know how he died, Nathan?
No. I haven't been told.
Have you ever wondered how he died?
No, well... Yeah, well, yes. No. I wanted to know, but I didn't think my head could take it.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you sure you don't already know?
What? What?
Are you sure you don't already know how he died?
No, why would I know?
That's what I want to know, Nathan. Are you sure? Did you not already know?
Yes, I'm sure. I already told you I didn't do it. Why would I fucking know?
Look, Nathan, let me see if I can better explain this. Truth be told, we don't think that you're telling the whole truth, so we want you to come forward and be honest with us. Completely, 100% honest with us. Because if you are honest with us, then we can get to the bottom of what happened to your boyfriend.
Let me lay this out for you more, Nathan. From the information that we've gathered, John was killed by someone close to him. This murder was up close and personal. And while we've looked at various possible suspects over the past few weeks, there's just one person who still has a hard time remembering that night properly. One person whose stories keep changing, whether it's remembering what they did or didn't know prior, even omitting parts of their story from telling to telling. And that person is you, Nathan. We have plenty of evidence pointing to your involvement in John's murder, so we want to give you the chance to come clean. You hear?
Yes.
Good. First question. Was William Sturgis at the Drunken Bell the night of January 7th, 2012?
Yes. I hired him.
Alright, and you're sure Sturgis himself was there?
Yes, I mean, no.
Which is it, Nathan? Yes or no?
No! No, he wasn't there. His fucking sister showed up. I am so sorry. I didn't clarify earlier. That's why John was able to calm down at the party again. I'm sorry.
Wait. What was that?
I said Sturgis' sister was there, which was why John was a little at ease once we got inside, and that calmed him down.
So you mean to tell me that after all this time, your story of staying away from one another after having a few drinks to calm down was a blatant lie?
No, that happened too, but having Sturgis' sister there was a help too, because it helped to set the mood and all.
Unbelievable. Here I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, and now you're already backtracking and correcting the lies you literally just told us.
Come on, Thorne, pull it
I
back.
am sorry, Michelle, but I can't help but get angry at this. Here we have Nathan lying to us again. All we want is the truth, and he is lying again. Well, I'm going to get the truth. Nathan, did you kill John Doughtry?
No, I told you that before.
Did you have anything to do with his murder?
What? What do you mean?
Did you help plan his murder?
No.
Did you want to kill John?
No. Why would I want that? I loved him.
Are you sure about that? Or was the paranoia from him that he would eventually leave you for another person just too much for you? Maybe you snapped and murdered him. Maybe you pushed it out of your mind. Look deep in your brain, Nathan.
But I didn't do it. Why would I confess if I didn't do it?
Because we have several pieces of evidence that show you both intended to and carried out the murder of John Doughtry. And all we need is to hear it from your mouth, Nathan. Did you kill John Doughtry?
No, I've said it plenty of times. I did not do it.
Alright then, answer me this. Why were your hairs and fingerprints all over his body? Because what, Nathan? Explain yourself.
Because he was my boyfriend. I was with him that night. I hugged him. I held him.
I thought you two had an argument that night.
Yeah, we did. But you also made up that night too.
And what is your definition of made up that night? Are you sure it wasn't anything other than apologies? Maybe you apologize that you snuffed him out for getting upset earlier.
What? No.
Come on, Nathan. Tell me the truth.
I am telling the truth, detective. I did not fucking murder John. You can say it all you want, but I did not fucking do it, okay? I loved John. I loved him so goddamn much. He was an anxious fucking piece of shit who to this day still believes he should have killed himself ages ago. He loved every part of me. He was the love of my fucking life, and he showed me that I shouldn't be scared to love, that I deserved to be happy, and for a while I was genuinely happy. So why the fuck would I want to get rid of that? Why, Anthony? Why would I want to lose the thing in my life that brought me joy, the one thing that made me feel loved, huh? I loved him. Why would I kill him? I know you guys haven't believed me, which is what I keep coming back and grilling me for answers, and I'm sorry I don't have the answers you want, because I didn't do it. And because of you, I haven't been able to mourn the loss of the man that brought me so much joy to my pathetic existence, that I've been paranoid that you two were never going to believe me, and guess what? I was right! I was fucking right! You guys don't believe me, even though from the bottom of my heart I know that I would never kill him. You want a confession? Fine. I confess, I loved John Doughtry with every fiber of my being. I confess that I wanted to marry that man one day. I wanted to start a family with him. I wanted to be fucking happy for once, and someone out there ripped that away from me. I confess that I've attempted suicide 3 times since his death. I confess that I haven't slept in weeks, and I confess that when I do sleep, I've had nightmares about this fucking room. So please, fucking believe me when I say I did not kill John. I didn't kill John Doughtry.
Thorn, let's take a moment and meet in my office.
Yes. Yeah, alright, let's go. Look, Nathan, I wanted to explain why I pushed you the way that I did earlier. Usually when a person is put under the amount of pressure that you were under, and more specifically when someone snaps like that, they usually confess to the crime at hand. But you on the other hand, even with the problems in your stories, you've managed to maintain one thing, that you did not do it. I have to admit, I did exaggerate the amount of evidence we have. To be honest, we don't have much aside from statements and a couple small pieces of evidence to really be able to get to the bottom of this. So, without a confession from you saying that you did it, we really have no reason to take you in. Detective North and I talked it over for a bit, and we've decided to let you go. And I swear to God, I hope we're making the right choice in letting you go. We want this murder solved just as much as I imagine you want to know who did this to John. But for now, you're free to go, Nathan. Oh, before we go, I just wanted to say, we're sorry for your loss, Nathan. Truly, we are.
Wow. Just wow. I know I've used this word in the past, but this was truly heartbreaking to hear. Just hearing the desperation in Nathan's voice as he's pleading with the detectives to believe him just this one time still gives me chills. Even Detective Thorne was taken aback the moment Nathan reached his breaking point. And how could he not after that? This is a man whose statements were riddled with issues due to a faulty memory. A man who has been haunted by this case from the moment he knew he lost his boyfriend forever, now faced with a blatant accusation and skepticism towards something he held so close to his heart. Like I said, it was heartbreaking. And what was equally heartbreaking, it extends beyond this final tape into my conversation with Chloe Lynn. After I mentioned to Chloe about a final interrogation for Nathan, she actually requested that I send her the recording once I was in possession of it. This is the following conversation after playing the recording for her over Skype. So, what do you think?
God, Nathan. Poor Nathan. I knew he snapped, but I didn't know it was that bad. Not that I blame him. I would have done the same thing when faced with the idea that maybe...
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just really bringing back memories is all.
So after all that, is there any chance you think he could have done it?
You're really asking that, aren't you, Adrian? Why? Why the fuck would you ask me that? You already know my answer. No. Of course not. Why would he? I've known him for over 15 years, Adrian. I think I would have known if my anxiety-ridden best friend had killed someone. You just don't hide that shit. Plus, it's been 5 years. Enough time has passed, and he hasn't said anything about doing it. He just... No. He didn't do it, Adrian. He didn't fucking do it.
Then, who killed John?
I don't fucking know, Adrian. I don't. And I wish I did. I just want this all to be over.
I have to give Chloe credit. Over the last few weeks, I've asked her some pretty tough questions. I've opened up wounds that she thought were healed, but she quickly realized that they were never even scabbed up in the first place. Although she certainly thought that to be the case. And she was. Very cooperative despite it all. At times, I felt like the world's biggest asshole. Especially after recording the clip I just played for you. Yes, I have to get to the bottom of this case and find out who killed John Doughtry. But, at the same time, you forget that these are the real people. It's all much more than a story. Chloe, Nathan, Andy, Ketsia, even people like Lacey, Jack, Leo, Cinnamon, and most importantly, John. They're all real people with real emotions. And John's murder had varying effects on all of them. They lost a brother, they lost a friend, a significant other. Some have been able to mourn and begin the healing process. Others have never had the chance to do so. I mean, if I'm being honest, it's shit like this. It just completely drains every ounce of energy from you. All the doom and gloom that comes with a case like this has some lasting effects, I'll tell you that. I think about this case nonstop now. There have been nights where I just can't sleep. So I go into my little makeshift studio and parse through these documents and tape over and over again. I guess I'm hoping to find something. Something that will break this case wide open. Even though I'm certain that I alone can't do that. But there is one thing I can do on my own. Weigh in on Nathan. After all that I've learned, and all that I've listened to, do I think Nathan has anything to do with the murder of John Doughtry? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I have major problems with his changing stories and faulty memory, but after listening to these tapes again and again, and having these long conversations with Chloe, I think it's very unlikely that he had anything to do with this murder. I just don't see him doing it. At least I don't see it in the Nathan I've grown to know. There are lots of things about him that make no sense. But I believe Chloe when she says that he didn't do it. And that she would have known by now if he had. He would have slipped up and said something about his involvement at some point. But what about Nathan? What does he have to say about it? In the 5 years after John's murder, can he still look people in the eyes and plead with them that he had nothing to do with it? Furthermore, what about William Sturgis? After his second interrogation, the detectives never spoke to him again. What was his deal? Was Sturgis actually at the Drunken Bell on the night of the murder? What's the deal with his sister? Was there a real reason for sending her there? Was she even there at all? Was there even a gala the same night as Prideful Nights? I know. There are a lot of questions that still need to be answered. While I could speculate and guess until my voice gives out, I thought it would be better to hear it from the horse's mouth. All of that will be uncovered in the final update after I go directly to the source to find out. Until then, I'm Adrian Miller, signing off. If that wasn't the dumbest way to end an update, I don't know what is. Hello? Hey, hon. Yeah, could you hold on just a moment?
Are you really recording this?
Yeah, that's because I'm having trouble with the ending for this update.
Having trouble? Again?
No? Yeah, kinda. Let me read this to you and see if it sounds okay. I know, there are a lot of questions that still need to be answered. While I could speculate and guess until my voice gives out, I thought it would be better to hear it from the horses' mouths themselves. All of that will be uncovered in the final update after I go directly to the source to find out. Until then, I'm Adrian Miller, signing off.
I think it sounds fine, Adrian.
Really? I just feel like it could be better, you know?
Well, you need a hook for the final update, correct?
Well, yeah. Each update has a hook at the end.
Well, there you go, Adrian. That was a pretty damn good hook, too. I don't think anyone's expecting it.
I wasn't even expecting it. I know Nathan has been gone for a long time. Plus, when I contacted him, he was really hesitant to talk about it. I was kind of shocked when I read the email where he agreed to this interview. And then there's Sturgis. Getting a hold of him was such a pain in the ass. Part of me regrets asking for the interview, but at the same time, I know getting both of them in this update will be huge. I don't know.
Well, Adrian, I think it'll be fantastic.
But you're biased, hun.
No, I'm not. You know me well enough, sweetheart. If an idea is shit, I'll be the first to let you know. But it's not. I think this is a strong way to end this investigation. Get people to talk, weigh the evidence, leave it to the listeners to decide. Unless that plan has changed now.
No, that's still the plan. Even with all the new information I've turned up over the past couple weeks. Makes me nervous, though. Especially for Sturgis's interview. I have no idea how he'll react to some of the questions I have for him.
It's part of your job, though, hun. And honestly, if you were able to talk to Chloe about her best friend possibly killing this man, I think you can question Sturgis about the weirdness of his stories. But that's just me.
Yeah, I know. It is my job. Still, that doesn't mean I don't get nervous at times.
But it's still something you enjoy at the end of the day, right?
Well, if you enjoy emotionally draining yourself every time you look at this case, then, I mean, yeah. I guess you could say I enjoy it.
You know what I mean, smartass.
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna be okay, hun?
Yeah. Once I'm done with this case, I can hopefully rest a little bit better.
I hope so, hun. For your sake. Come on, let's go out for some dinner.
Go out for dinner? Oh my. What's the occasion?
Oh, you know, dealing with the same assholes at work again. I just feel like going out tonight if that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course that's fine with me, hun. Let me finish saving this audio and I'll be on my way. The usual place?
You're in my mind, hun. See you there soon.
Alright, hun. I love you.
I love you too, Adrian.
We return with breaking news. The man responsible for the latest popular trend podcast series covering a 5-year-old cold case has gone missing. Journalist Adrian Miller reportedly left his home early Thursday morning to continue his re-investigation into the cold case murder of John Doughtry, a man who was found in the back of the Drunken Bell 5 years ago, whose murder has still not been solved. According to his girlfriend, Mr. Miller supposedly left to interview 2 people for his final update in his series and suddenly disappeared. The identities of the persons in question, whom Mr. Miller may have been in contact with at the time of his disappearance, have yet to be determined at this time. There's plenty of speculation around the internet as to what the meaning of this disappearance could be. We are advised to inform you that if you have any information regarding Adrian Miller's disappearance, to please contact your local authorities immediately. This has been Devin Key with a breaking news bulletin. Lost and Cold is a THC production. It was created by Greg Patron with help from some of the most incredibly talented people that he has had the pleasure of working with. If you want the full credits for this week's episode, you can go to the THC Facebook page at facebook.com/TheStansGamers. We really hope you guys have enjoyed the first 9 episodes, and we strongly hope that you guys come back next week for the finale titled, I Think We Got Him. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.